Evening, boys and girls. Welcome to today. And, oh yeah, I need to do my travel mug, don't I? There we go. And I thought I would make some content, seeing as I haven't been doing that recently. Let's go for a coffee. Bit of Kenco's finest, you know. Oh, I thought I would, oh, there we go, make some content explaining where I have been recently, because I haven't been uploading much. And I thought I'd also give away how many sugars I have. And my audio should be a bit better today because I have my microphone plugged in. It's kind of off-putting using a GoPro because it's got a reasonably wide angle lens and you don't realise it, that it's looking, to me, it's looking there. And so it's kind of off-putting because I know it's getting me, because I checked it first, it's getting the entire doorway. But yeah, I thought today what I'd do is, around my busy day, because I've got to do some shopping and all the usual crap, I would explain where I've been, what's been going on, and why I haven't been uploading for a while. Also, something else. With what's going on, Simon has decided that I should monetize this channel. And I don't know whether I can. I always thought it was like 10,000 subscribers or something. He claims it's 1,000. So I've said if he comes round and monetizes it for me, fine. So if you start seeing adverts, Simon's the one that wants to do it, for the simple fact he wants to see how it all works out. Because obviously we're doing the car show thing, and we're using my channel as a test, basically. So if you start seeing adverts, many apologies. It's not really what I wanted to do, but he has a point. You know, we're building this car-based channel as a business, and my channel can be used as a tester. So if you see how monetization works, if at all it works, because I really do think it's 10,000 subscribers. I don't know where I got that figure from, but whatever, if he can do it, he can do it. I don't know whether there's going to be adverts attached to this or another one, or if I'm going to be able to do it. I have no clue. So should be interesting. But anyway, I thought I'd explain that bit. And I've got to go and get myself some milk. Oh, lovely jubbly. Bit of blue top, my son. I'm going out, cat. So you'll go out when I get back, all right? Calm down. Don't look that violently at me, okay? I know you don't like me. That's the little one, the feminine one. The white one doesn't care. He's asleep up on the sofa. She don't like me. Right. Now, I know some people are going to be like, you put the milk in first. It's powdered coffee. It makes no bloody difference. And I always put water in first so that I can add the milk to taste. But yes, if you're curious, I never get the opportunity to make me a coffee. It's 2 decent spoons of coffee, right? Kenco, all right? Kenco, yeah? And 2.5 sugars. I just thought I'd put that on camera so as you can see, all right? And you put the water in first, all right? Well, evening, boys and girls. Now, you might be seeing, well, there's definitely a shake going on with that camera because that mount really isn't stable enough. I need to do something about that. But there's a rattle that's developed in this car ever since my other half's been driving it. I don't know what it is. It's really bugging the crap out of me. There's always been rattles in this one, but there's a new one in the centre console, and it's bugging the nits out of me. I don't think it's going to be picked up on this microphone because it's down there, but it's irritating me. But yeah, what's basically been going on, so as you're aware and kept informed. Oh Christ, I need to get some diesel. She hasn't been filling up the truck either. She's been playing fuel up bingo. But anyway, the car show, or the car channel I should call it, because it's not really a car show, if that makes sense. It's everything and anything. The way we sit at the moment, we can make pretty much over the next couple of months about 20 to 30, 10 to 15 minute uploads. So we've been working hard. We're pretty much scripting certain parts at the moment. The reason being is Simon, Gary, Dan, the whole skiboodle of us, we tend to a lot. Now, I've been able to control mine on my channel, and sometimes it gets really out of control. Today, for example, I've been the entire time. And okay, it's human. To err is human. To completely screw up requires a computer. Always remember that when it comes to automation. But you're drinking whilst driving, Bill. Never mind. The thing is, all of us want to be... We're not going to be professional, okay? We're not going to be 100%, oh my God, this is like the greatest show in history, bruv. Because it's a DIY YouTube channel for a bit of fun between some friends. It's an excuse we can give to our wives as to why we're buggering about with cars. Now, if you support the channel, that excuse lasts longer. If you end up not supporting it, well, fair enough. It was worth a shout. But over the last, I don't know, 2 years, I suppose, realistically, I've been watching other car YouTubers. Because when I started my truck driving channel, I'd been watching, for a couple of years, I've been watching other truck YouTubers, specifically those in America, like Trucker Josh, Jay Cannell, for example. And I got the idea to have a crack, have a bit of a laugh, and one of my mates suggested that, you know, I should do it as a giggle anyway, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know the history. And so I did. Now, I know that camera is shaking and there's not much I can do about that. Many apologies. It's a new style of mount that I'm trying that really, really doesn't work. So I might have to go back to my old school mount to stop the shake. So again, apologies for that. Every time I go over a bump and I look at the camera, it's doing that. So I can only imagine what the view's going to be like. And I don't have any forward-facing stuff because I'm very busy today. I just wanted to get going, you know, do my audio, set the GoPro up and see what happens. But anyway, I've been watching people like Aging Wheels quite recently. He's not been going, well, he's been going a while, but he's been getting big recently. I've been watching Tyler Hoover, Hoovy's Garage. Tavarish is brilliant. I think he is funny as sin. He takes on some of the most insane projects possible. I don't know what kind of funding he has or bank account he's got, but he's rebuilding 2 Lamborghinis. Well, he's pretty much rebuilt one of them. One of the Lamborghini Murcielago that he's working on at the moment is an ex-Fast and Furious car that was pretty much totaled in the film. The bodywork's okay and everything like that, but they went to town, you know, the camera crew, the recording crew, they went to town on it so as they could mount things to it and get the angles that they wanted. He's rebuilding Tyler's old Bentley, which was owned by Russian mafia or something like that, and it had been clocked several times, so it needs a whole new engine. Tyler had a Ferrari that caught fire in California, burnt out. I mean, proper went up in flames, no ifs or buts or maybes. And Tavarish has bought it to rebuild it. He's insane. I love his channel. He's brilliant. And I've been watching Hubnut over here in the UK. Very good, very good. I think I'm in a bit of a Hubnut vehicle today in the Terrican. It's a bit more expensive than Hubnut probably goes, but, you know, it's... Well, put it this way, it's definitely a hoopty, as Hoovy would refer to it. There's a few problems with this car. Again, this will feature on our channel, and I started getting the idea about creating a car channel. I've had an idea about doing something similar for a while, for a very long time, but chatting to Simon, obviously Jamie, Gary, Matt, Dan, we're all the same. We're not car aficionados insofar as we're encyclopedic about vehicles, but we like cars. We like tinkering with them, buggering about with them. And certain cars we are kind of encyclopedic about. For example, Dan knows quite a large amount about BMWs because he likes BMWs. Simon knows quite... Oh, for God's sake. Right, I'm just going to stop here now because this is absolutely ridiculous. This is the problem when there aren't... Now, this is a very, very old village. This isn't a new build village, not even close. there's no off-road parking for the residents, and it causes chaos. And this is a bank holiday weekend as well, so the chaos is slightly more large. Considering this is a quiet little village. If you're curious, I'm in Finchingfield at the moment, yes. But there's certain cars that we know a bit about. My personal encyclopedic knowledge revolves pretty much solely, I'm ashamed to say, around the Buick Boattail Riviera, 71, 72. 73, they facelifted it, and it just... There was a change in the legislation that meant they had to have more pedestrian-friendly styling, I suppose. And they kind of dumbed it down a bit. They blunted the edges. But that's my personal favourite. Matt's into his motorbikes, so for any of you lot who likes motorbikes, well, there's going to be that angle at some point. Although he's recently bought a house, he's leaving the RAF, or wanting to leave the RAF at the moment. I don't think it'll be much longer. And so he's got 4 kids, by the way. Four children. Woo. Poor sod. He's had to downsize a little bit, so he got rid of his motorbike not so long ago. But he does want another one, and of course this channel is technically the perfect excuse to give to his wife. You see, we're thinking. But at the moment, like I said, we're scripting things. I'm going back to I'm a bit like Billy Connolly there. I go off on a tangent. I'm not as funny. I go off on a tangent, and then I come back to my original point about scripting it. You know what I said about 10 minutes ago, bro? Yeah. Well, scripting. And this is the problem when you're not scripted. It's you go all over the place, and that's what I want to avoid with the channel. My channel is I just ramble. I ramble and chat and chat and chat and chat and chat. And that's all well and good. I mean, it kind of a vlog style thing, that's what you're supposed to do. Let's be honest. But with the car channel, we don't want to do that. We want to, it's about the car, it's about the vehicle, it's about what we're doing. It's not about Timmy's brother's sister's third cousin Irene, you know? It's not about that. It's not about rambling on about everything. So we're trying to script it, and it's really odd. When you're thinking about what you're going to say on the channel, you've got loads of thoughts, you've got all these bits and bobs. And when it comes to reviewing the car, talking about the interior, or talking about the engine, the power, or that we're going to do a leak down test or something like that, that is unbelievably easy to script. For the simple fact of you're just really scripting about what you're doing. But the hardest part, it's really weird, is the general chat. You see, the thing is, general chat, like I'm doing at the moment, you just go nuts with it. You pick a tangent and you just waddle off down that road. But when you've got a time limit, I don't want any of our uploads to be more than about 15 minutes, because that's about the perfect kind of length for what we're doing. I mean, I suppose 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes, there you go. And in order to get around that, we're mates, we've known each other for a long time. I mean, I've got to know Jamie recently in reality, but we're all friends, we all know each other. Gary, for example, I've known him since I was 10 years old. When we start going off at a tangent, when we start chatting about stuff, that's it. You think my channel's a long, drawn out chat. You ain't seen nothing yet. And I've known Matt for years. I've known Dan for years. I've known Dan over a decade easily. What have I known? I've known Matt pretty much a decade as well. Bloody hell. I'm getting old. I am getting way too old. Way too old. Simon I've known 8 years, I think. So we've got to kind of get our chats, our, kind of links in between what we're doing down to an absolute bare minimum. Otherwise, that's it. We're just going to disappear. We're just going to... The entire upload is just going to be us chatting about the stupid wheels on a Jaguar XF or something. The little tiniest wheels that they do that look like coasters. And we'll just spend hours on that. But I thought what I'd do today, because I haven't uploaded for a while and I've got to go do the shopping, and I'm driving to Suffolk. I'm going to a Sainsbury's, you see, in Suffolk, because I just cannot be asked to go to the Tesco's in Braintree. Uh, Bank holiday weekend, Braintree. There's 3 Tesco's in Braintree. There's one in the town centre, which is, it's a small one. It's not a destination one. It's a bit of a crap one. It's not so much, the people working there, I don't really know them, but it's just a crap, tiny little pile of crap one. There you go, crap. The Sainsbury's in the town centre. Braintree Sainsbury's really isn't that great. And then you've got 2 destination ones. You've got one in Notley and you've got one the other side. I can't remember what that one's called. And they're big. They are big bastards. And on a bank holiday weekend, it's insane. It's nuts. It's just rammed. Whereas in Suffolk, Haverhill is where I'm going. The Sainsbury's in Haverhill. Yes, Haverhill's a populated area. It's a relatively densely populated area. But it's a more laid back area. I like Suffolk. Suffolk's brilliant. I'm actually seriously thinking about moving to Suffolk because myself and Bert have been chatting about buying a place. Oh, somebody's broken down. Poor sod. Hate to see it happen. I don't like seeing people broken down because it can happen to all of us at any time. Oh no, he hasn't broken down. He's got a flat tyre on his Mercedes, but he doesn't have a spare on that particular Mercedes. So now he's got to sit here on Bank Holiday Friday and wait for a green flag, an AA, an RAC, a whoever to come out with a spare. Why do away with spare? Why? I understand, okay, if you're disabled and you can't change a wheel, that's fair enough. I get that 100%. You've got to wait for call out. It's got to be horrible. I mean, my mum died of cancer over 5 years and she was classed obviously as disabled, terminal illness. And so I get it, I completely understand it. But when you see people that are around my age, and they're perfectly fine. Okay, yes, I know some disabilities you can't see, but there's a couple of them there. I'm guessing not everybody in the car is disabled in the same way, I would guess. And it's a bank holiday weekend. You've got a flat tyre on the back. And now your bank holiday is pretty much over for the next 3 or 4 hours, waiting for somebody to come out and change it. Why did they do away with spares? I know they're coming back now, but there's just a whole, about 6 years worth of cars. If they're petrol, they don't have a spare. If they're diesel, if you're lucky. It bugs the crap out of me. But anyway, going back to myself and Bert talking about buying somewhere. The thing is, I'm going to be staying in this country a lot longer than I originally planned to stay in this country. And now that I've got stuff sorted with Simon, Dan, Matt, Gary, Jamie, it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to give us an excuse to do stuff that we'd never really have had an excuse to do. And I don't like renting. Contrary to popular belief on my channel, I don't like renting. But there's been 4 occasions in my life where I've been eyeing up buying a house. And all 4 of those occasions, I have been absolutely screwed over. Seriously. I mean, when I was younger, I wanted to own a place by the time I was 21. And what my mama had done, what my mother had done was all of her child support that she got when she was terminally ill that she could claim for, she left in a bank account, a savings account, with the highest rates of interest that she could find. So there was a couple of quid in there because she knew she wasn't going to be around to see me through college and to see me get a home. But I didn't know this. This was the thing I didn't know. Anyway, I was 19. My first car had completely gone just bang. I mean, it died heroically. I'll tell you that. It went dents in the bonnet, the whole skiboodles. And I was looking at some second-hand, I think it was a Vectra SRI thing. Not the most amazing car, but when you're 19, not a bad motor, you know. And my dad phoned me, and I remember I was at the Nook garage in Chelmsford, going through this Vectra, and my phone went off, and it was my dad. And he said, look, I know your car's gone bang, and I wasn't going to do this till you were 21, but would you like a new car? Well, I'm 19. Do I want a new car? Yeah, all right. I don't have to pay for it. That'll be brilliant. Now, it's not going to be a Mondeo or anything, because at the time I liked the Mondeo, and that was the Mark III Mondeo. I am old. And so it ended up being a Fiesta, a 1.4 Fiesta. And we went to pick it up from John Gross in Ipswich. And I'm sitting there, doing the paperwork. My dad's there, and my dad hands over this cheque. Now, I've seen through the cheque. Obviously, he's handing it written side to the salesperson, and I can see through. And it's a substantial amount of money that he's just paying out on this car. And I sat there and I said, I can't wait to be able to hand a cheque over like that. I can't wait. And my dad said, oh, that was the money your mum was saving for you. And that's when I found out. So bang went that idea. I mean, I'm at college. I'm not really in a position to save for a mortgage whilst in higher education. So 21 came and went. Then I got myself into a situation to look to buy a flat in 2007. You all know what happened in 2007, 2008, and my chances of being able to buy a flat then pretty much dwindled to nothing. I ended up in a relationship for a couple of years, and a couple of years later we were going to use some of that money, some of her money, and we were going to get somewhere. Again, probably a 2 up, 2 down, whatever. It didn't really matter, a flat or whatever. Didn't care, I didn't care. And she decided that a 40-year-old's dick was better than mine, and that was the end of that one. That then led me to go off the rails a little bit. That was a bit bumpy, wasn't it? Did you notice, children? That led me to go off the rails a little bit, and I spent all of my money. It was the woe is me, oh my God, this, everything's gone wrong, all that kind of stuff. Load of old bollocks when I look back on it. And then I met Bert. Lisa. We've been together, 8 years now. And as you know, in 2016, there was that, this is the 4th one, there was that looking for a house to get a granny annex for my father, as I documented at the time. And we all know what happened there. And I've been made aware by certain members of our extended family who like me better than they like him, that in April of 2016, my father had already made I didn't know this until recently. My father had already made the decision to get back with his estranged wife. Now, it wasn't until June that Bert left her job. I think it was about June. It was after April, whatever. Bert left her job to find another job. Oh, hello. The accelerator went a bit funky then. That's one of the problems with this. And it wasn't until after June that I started taking on her debt, obviously she left her job, so she lost about $7,000 a year when she did the job change. I started taking on her debt, I took on a bit more debt, and then we started taking a lot of time off work where we weren't earning, to go up north to have a look at houses. So, and it wasn't until October that my dad turned around and said he's not doing it anymore. And he signed off on everything we were doing throughout the course of the year. From April, we covered everything with him. We went and saw him. We said, right, Lisa's going to be leaving her job to get a job where she's got a potential to internally transfer when we move north, because where she was working, she couldn't do that. Then there was obviously me taking on her debts, taking on a bit of extra debt. Yeah, I'm going to be doing this to try and organise that, and then when we buy somewhere, I'll fold the debts into the mortgage pretty much because of how much money we were going to have to put down. So it was not a dangerous thing to do, and it was all handshakes, it was all yes, definitely, and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, the divorce is going through. But he'd already made his mind up in April, so that's how screwed up I got in 2016. And that ultimately led to over £52,000 in total, because I'd pretty much taken on all of Lisa's debt as well as mine, and added to it with not working, taking time off to go and look at houses and stuff. And it spiraled out of control. It's still not good now. I mean, I was hoping to be in a slightly different situation, but one of the companies I was working for went bust. That was the company I used to upload in. It was Continental Express. They've gone bust, so it doesn't matter. I'll never be working for them again. That was Continental Express out of Waltham Abbey, Waltham Cross. So that income disappeared. Then I'm working out of a place in Haverhill, and something went wrong in their warehouse. And from what I understand, people were not happy about it, and they lost some staff. And so they couldn't fulfill the contracts they had. So those contracts had to be taken to other depots. Other depots. So the work dried up. Now I'm commuting back to Hatfield virtually every day, quite close to where the wholesaler used to be. And that doesn't pay as well. Okay, I'm not, I mean, what is it? An average week for me is still about 690 quid, but it doesn't pay as well. And I'm just sitting here thinking, really, for the love of God, anything else going to be thrown my way? But myself and Bert, like I said, getting back on topic, we're talking about buying, because I really don't like renting. She doesn't like renting, and if we're staying in England for a prolonged period, we'll most likely look to buy either the bungalow that we're living in, if we get the opportunity, although that is currently £275,000. That's a decent sized mortgage payment each month, to be fair. The other thing that we're looking is going to Suffolk, buying in and around this area, because we both like the area. It's a decent place to live. I mean, there's some hovels in Suffolk, but there's hovels everywhere, let's be honest, even in Cumbria. Yeah, you go to Workington, tell me that ain't a hovel. No offence, but it's true. You know, Workington had more reported crimes last year than Basildon. But yeah, so we're actually thinking about buying. We've actually we've booked to go and see a mortgage advisor for the various mortgage ideas that we can go through and what we potentially can get on May the 8th. It's all booked. We're going to go see them and have a chat and see what's going on. I believe the father-in-law is willing to guarantor us if we need it. Now, my father has kept saying repeatedly how he would like to give us some money to help us get on the property ladder after 2016. Whether he does, Mr. Lie of Omission left, right and centre, is yet to be seen. But I'm not putting any faith in it whatsoever. But yeah, again, that was a tangent, wasn't it? Went off at a massive tangent. But anyway, like I said, I haven't been uploading because obviously companies I work for don't allow me to upload. I've been saying that anyway. Because I've been so focused on the car channel, scripting stuff and practicing and rehearsals, and had Simon round yesterday. We were in the garage just buggering about with a couple of cameras, just trying different ideas, trying different thought processes, and we took his Lexus out to park up and do a kind of review of it, off the cuff style review to see different angles and all that kind of stuff, and test the microphones outside and so on and so forth. And yeah, that's basically what I've been doing, which is why I've not been uploading. And I thought, seeing as I haven't uploaded for such a long time, I'll go massively off a tangent on my way to Sainsbury's in Haverhill, and we are pretty much here now. And then you get a nice, oh for God's sake, keep indicating you, that's another problem. They've got a bit weak, the indicator stalk's got a bit weak, it keeps failing. So I have to hold it. This has got a number of issues. And rust, lots and lots and lots of lovely rust. But yeah, anyway, I thought I do quite a long upload. To be fair, it's according to the GoPro 30 minutes now. And that includes the stuff I did at home. But anyway, thanks for watching. I've got to go do the shopping now. It's a bit busier than I was hoping, but never mind. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share about if you can be bothered. I'll try and keep you updated a bit more regularly, do stuff like this style thing. A number of you have asked me to do a rant on Brexit. I don't really give a rat's arse about Brexit, so doing a rant on it seems just a pointless waste of time for me. I mean, Brexit. the perfect solution to a problem that never existed. Brexit. Also Brexit. It will have pretty much zero long-term financial, economic implications for this country. It won't. It seriously won't. It's an absolute pointless... It's the government hiding behind an issue that isn't an issue, really and truthfully, because it's incapable of governing the country, and Brexit has been showing that completely. It's just shown the government... It's just shown the government up for being as useless as they really are, and as they've been for a very, very long time. But anyway, thanks for watching, like I said, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.